Welcome to a new episode of Nails from A to Z. This episode is powered by Glossary Live. Hi, I'm Alicia Raimondo, and welcome to Peel Back the Polish. And I'm here with Emese Koppányi.
Emese Koppányi.
Emese Koppányi.
Yes.
I said it right. I always mess that up. She has a very unique name, and she is a very unique lady. She has, I've known her for probably close to 20 years, and I've seen her in class with me. I've seen her out on the competition floor. She is a world champion. I was privileged to be able to hand that world championship trophy over to her when she won in 2010. So when I won in 2005, you get the privilege to be the head judge for the next competition, which was in 2010, and her nails were absolutely stunning. It was an absolute honor to be able to award that to her on stage that night in Monaco. It was so amazing. She was born in Hungary, moved to LA. She's got such an amazing story, and I'm super excited to introduce you and be able to talk to you today on glossarylive.com and learn all about your life and where you're from and what's going on with you. You've got such an interesting story and so much information to share. We have been so privileged to have you come on to Glossary Live and do a masterclass for us. So we kind of want to find out where everything started. So you were born where?
I was born in Hungary, Budapest, in 1978.
Oh, goodness. So you're just a baby. So you have, so you grew up there, and did you grow up with brothers and sisters, or?
I grew up and raised in Hungary. I have a brother, younger brother than me. He also lives in LA.
And is he artistic as like
No,
you
not
are?
at all. No, he doesn't do anything like that.
Well, I did see a picture of him. He's good looking though.
Thank you. He goes to the gym all the time. He works as a driver for a company.
Oh, and so you're both living in LA right now, but
yeah, I live in Glendale and he lives in Pasadena, which is very close, like 15 minutes away.
So nice. So you started in Budapest, and you were just kind of, did you fall in love with nails when you were young, or when did that kind of love start?
I had my nails done since I was 16, and I had no idea I will end up as a nail tech, but my parents had a store, an empty store, and they tried to do something with that, and we figured it out to make a small nail store there. So I went to make a course. That time it was not a real nail school, so I just learned how to do nails in a week on a fake finger. And
how old were you then? Were you 16 then? Or?
No, I was after high school.
Okay.
So I was 19, I guess. Okay. And I just learned how to do nails, but that time I was doing only tip and overlay with gel, with clear gel on top of the regular tip we could have at that time. And no gel polish, it was just regular nail polish we could apply on. It was a long time ago. And after like a year later, I was working in downtown of Budapest because the place we had before with my parents, it was not a really good area, not a lot of people were coming, so I moved my business as an employee at that time in downtown of Budapest. And once I went to a nail supply store and I saw an advertising about the nail competition. And I thought, okay, maybe I can do that. And I signed up, but that time I really had no idea how to do competition nails. I didn't know that there is a difference between salon nails and competition nails, so I was just doing whatever I was doing.
Right.
Actually, I find out I started to already study what kind of nails they won that time, and I found out it was acrylic. I never learned acrylic before, but this is what I did. Of course, I ended up like a last one, but after I just kept going more and more to different, only Hungarian competitions, no international.
And this is how your love of competition started?
Yeah.
And how did you do on that first competition?
Oh, very bad, like last one. Because really, I never learned it. I didn't know that there's a time. I didn't know anything. And I was doing just tip and clear acrylic on top. No French, no nothing. And after I did more and more competitions, and I find out that always French nails won. But I didn't know how to do French nails with gel or acrylic. I didn't know anything. And after I was just, okay, I'm just doing whatever I'm doing in the salon, tip and overlay with hard gel. And I got 7th place.
Oh, so that kind of sparked a little bit more excitement.
It was okay. I thought, okay, maybe I can do better. And after the lady who organized the competition, she told that there will be a class in Austria with the Austrian champion, Christian Caesar.
Oh, okay.
So I went to this class. We took a bus. It was a long time ago. And that was how I started to French acrylic. It was a disaster. And this is how I started. After I started to invest to products and to acrylic brushes. And yeah, I started to practice. And there was a Hungarian champion girl. And she told she would like to teach some people, but private class, no big classes. It was me and one of my friends, and we were driving so long, 3-4 hours to make a class with her. And this is how I started to do French acrylic sculptured nails. Before in the salon, I was doing only tip and overlay with gel and regular nail polish.
And that is your passion, right? It's the French
I really
sculpture.
Yeah. And after I started to do on clients as well. So of course, it was not really great, and I started to use tips because it was easier for me to do on tip. I thought, of course, it was not, but this is what I was thinking.
Right.
But after I practiced more and more, so I took so many classes with that girl, and the next competition was coming. I had a really great hand model. I didn't know she was too much for me because I was just not ready to do that. So I ended up on the 6th place. I thought, really, I spent so much money, so much energy. I practiced sometimes 2-3 sets a day. And I just went up one place. I couldn't believe that. I was crying for a week.
Well, and that's how competitions are, right? I think it's the addiction, right? That addiction of, coming up and going down and coming up and going down, and you win a little bit and you get all of that excitement up. And even before a competition, right? You kind of get your adrenaline pumping.
I really practiced a lot. I asked my clients who had a little bit better nail, but okay, so now you get a competition style of acrylic nails. They were okay with that. But really, I just went up one place. I was so disappointed. But after I didn't give up, I practiced more. And the next competition, it was a little bit smaller competition. And they separated salon nails and like a master sculptured nail. I couldn't go there because I didn't have any placement in top 5. And people who had top 5 results could go to the bigger
masters.
Yeah, so I couldn't do that. So I had to do the smaller one, but I won.
Oh, there you go.
So all the hard work paid off.
Yes.
And yeah, I was very happy.
Do you know what year that was?
It was 2002.
2002.
Yeah, almost 20 years ago.
So you've got your first place in 2002, and from then on, I mean, it sounds like from the time you walked onto the competition floor, that was your thing.
And I was so pissed because they just gave me a medal. I thought, really? Before they gave trophies and everything, and I didn't get a trophy at least? So one of my clients and my model, she helped me a lot. She was coming with me. However, she doesn't have really good nail bed, but I couldn't find anything better than her. But she was really nice. And the next time she came to her nail appointment, she gave me a small trophy saying the best nail tech.
Aww.
Because she thought, it cannot be, you have no trophies. So I was really happy. But after that, I got pregnant, so I had to stop. I thought, really? But I didn't give up. I helped my friend to enter to a competition because I thought, I'm pregnant, I cannot compete, but you have to compete instead of me. And I trained her, I helped her a lot, and she ended up third place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you kind of got in early on not only competing, but training competitors.
Yeah, it was not a real training, I just helped her.
Right.
And yeah, that was the point when we started to use different products in the salon. We started to use scissor products that time because it was more slowly, we had more time to create the smile line.
Right.
And I still stick with the slower products.
Yeah, it just gives you a little bit more time to work. I watching you work, it's amazing to see that you can create that whole free edge in one application.
Yeah.
But when you're working a little bit slower, which I work really fast, so I don't even understand the slow part. I would be just like, it would make me crazy. So so you started competing and you started moving. So when I met you, you were still living in Budapest.
Yes.
And I met you in Italy, right? At a training.
Yeah, in 2008.
Yeah, in 2008.
Because by that time I was already a European champion, but I felt something was missing. Something was not right. And for years, that time, you know, the internet was really different than now. For years,
well, there wasn't any internet for in the earlier days.
Yeah, but before I knew about Tom Holcomb. I never met him. Maybe I saw his job in a magazine that small, but I knew his name. And I told myself, I need a training with that guy. I was on different forums on the internet. I didn't find anything. Somebody told me he makes classes only in the USA, so I thought, I cannot go to the US, so I need to find a way. And one time I had a nail tech friend in Hungary, and she was into the Italian magazines, she had everything. And once she came and she thought, look what I found. Tom Holcomb with Alicia Rimando, he's going to teach a class in Italy in a week.
Oh my gosh.
I have 1 week to set this up, but I made it.
Yes, I remember, you did make it.
Yeah, and actually me and my friend, we went together by car. We was driving like 12 hours to get to Rome from Budapest. We were the only one who had model.
Yes.
Because they thought it was not allowed having models. But I thought, no, I'm not going to pay that much money without a model. I'm not going to practice on myself because I knew by the time you cannot do that.
Yes.
So yes, we made the class, and after I saw my job, it was a huge difference.
Good. That makes me feel so good to know that, because I remember being at that training and seeing you there and meeting you for the first time, and it was a very intense training, and when you go and you spend that kind of time and that dedication or whatever, you want somebody to get something out of it. So it's always, feels good to know that that things, help to alter people's nail journey.
It was a 3 days training, but the third day was like more nail art than pink and white. And I asked Tom, so do we need a model tomorrow, or what she can do? Because we practiced a lot on her, so her skin was so bad. And Tom thought, just send her to a hospital and you don't need a model tomorrow.
I bet she was glad to hear that. That's so great.
But the next year, Tom and you returned back to Italy, so I went again. I was very happy to have those classes.
And he remembered where you sat, and
yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, he was such a great teacher, and I'm glad to hear that he helped change your career a little bit and helped move you forward. And he back in those days, I was doing a lot of trainings with him and just kind of trying to explain just how he did nails, because he was so good at doing them, but sometimes he couldn't explain like what I always used to tell him, you're just God gifted. You're just gifted. You have no idea what you're doing, but you know, it's in your hand. And so, you know, trying to help other people kind of understand the different ways that he would, you know, move his hand and the different things he would do.
Yeah, it helped a lot.
Yeah,
really. That's why I really wanted to make a second time.
Yeah.
So before I didn't find him, and after each other straight in 2 years, I had 2 trainings with him, so I was so happy.
And then how did your competitions go after that?
I won the European Championship again.
And then you kept winning and kept winning and kept winning. And then what kind of transitioned you from Budapest to the United States? Because I remember getting a letter from you at one point.
No, it was like, I really wanted to come to compete to the USA, but once I was here and I was just not ready for that time because I really didn't have the training before. It was 2006, the very first time I came to the USA to compete. And I remember when I woke up in the first morning, it was in Anaheim, that was a nail pro competition there. And I just sent a message to my mom, I'm sorry to tell that, but I was born to a wrong place. This is my place, this is where I have to live.
Aww.
She was a little bit sad, but it took me exactly 10 years to make it happen. But after that, there was another competition I made in Germany, and Trangian was there, and I did a really nice nails, but I asked, after the competition, I asked his help. Can you help me? Do you think I can compete in the USA? Or because I didn't know the level here. And he told me, yes, but you have to make a little bit, change your filing because your nails are a little bit fat. So he sat down, he grabbed a file, and he showed me how to file the nail. And since then, I file that way, how he taught me that time. And after I started to come to the USA, first I won the competition in Monaco. And the money prize I got there, it was like 5,000 euro. I spent all the money to come to compete in the USA.
Oh, wow.
So after I was just in love with the USA, I always almost kind of crying when I had to go back. But I was so happy, and after I had a training with Trang in the US because he was a judge, a head judge one time in Hungary in 2011. And when I got the first place, so I had to go again to the European Championship, and when I was on the stage with my trophy and with my model, Trang grabbed the micro and he told, oh, so I would like to invite you to my company and we will cover all your expenses to come to compete to Orlando and after to Las Vegas and between, because remember that time it was like sometimes one or 2 weeks between the two competitions, and between the two competitions you are coming to my headquarters in Texas to Houston, and there will be a big training, and he paid for everything.
Oh, wow.
So but after that every year I was here in the USA for at least twice or 3 times to compete, and I always found a sponsor for myself to cover my expenses. But after I started to win, and after that I was always in the top 3.
Well, it's always, that's kind of the way, because there's probably a lot of people watching thinking, how did she get those sponsors? Or how do you get, and it's, a lot of it is winning, it's winning and being dedicated.
Yeah, so you have to win first. It's not going to happen like you are going and you had no results behind you, because nobody will sponsor you. But when they see that, okay, if she's selling and she's using our products, because after I was getting better with acrylic, so it was not really matter what kind of brand I was using. And after the company said, okay, so I sponsor you, you wear my t-shirts, you use my products, and after we can sell more products if you are winning, if you are in the top 3. And this is how you can find sponsors. It's not happening like without
hard work and dedication.
Hard work and results before.
Yes, yes.
So you have to win first. You have to show that you are able to win. You are able to give some trophies to the company you are sponsoring.
Yes. So it's a lot like, I know a lot of people in my career have, you know, are just like normal people, you know, on the streets or whatever, my kids' friends, and they'll be like, competition, what is a nail competition, you know? And nail competitions are really, it's almost like a sport, you know?
Yeah,
There's competitions all over the world, and the more that you compete, the more you can get sponsorships, the more that you can grow your career, the better you get at your salon work, the better you get
absolutely.
at everything. And then eventually there's companies that offer, you know, for you to work with them, give you career opportunities. So there's a lot of really great benefits to competing. And
for me, the biggest benefit was I was together with my ex-husband, and his sister moved to the USA, and we came to compete, and all the time we saw her, and we really wanted to live in the USA. But it's hard to get papers and legalize in the USA. And accidentally on Facebook I found a really good lawyer. He's a Hungarian American guy, and I messaged him. I had a meeting with him, and I told him about my competitions, my results, and he thought, okay, here we are. There is a green card for individuals, for people with extraordinary abilities. And actually, the lot of competitions I made and the lot of first places I had gave me the green card.
yes.
Because this is finally how I got my green card, with this extraordinary ability stuff.
Yes.
So that he sent a letter to you, to Trank, to different people, to Jewel Cunningham. She helped me to write a recommendation.
Yes, we all had to write letters that said, you know, exactly what you did for a
Yes.
living and how great you were in
And I
the
got
competition.
approved.
That's so great.
So I moved to the USA in 2016. First, I moved to Miami, but when my ex-husband came after me, he didn't really like it because he didn't have company around him. So we moved to LA, where his sister used to live. So ever since I'm here, I got my citizenship already.
That's right. You got your citizenship just a few months ago when I saw you
in September.
Vegas. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
During weird COVID times, yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the big celebration you were
No,
hoping
it was-
for, but
It's okay.
yeah.
The most
but you got
important-
what you wanted, yes.
Yeah, so
Now you're here. And
yeah,
you
I'm not going anywhere.
and you're in LA and you love
Yes.
LA. Tell me about what's going on in LA for you right now.
I have a little studio in a Salon Republic thing. It's a suite. I rent with my friend. She also Hungarian. She also does nails. So we work there together. It's like a small salon. It's not a big salon. We don't do feet.
But that's not what is really happening. She's got bigger plans than that. So she is in a very small salon suite, not doing feet right now.
Right now.
But
I'm not going to do feet at all.
But in a couple of months, you're
Yeah, I
gonna
got a really good offer from a client of mine. Her boyfriend is a very well-known hairdresser in LA. He has a big store, and he's opening a nail salon on Melrose Place, and I will be in charge there.
Yes.
So I get a really good opportunity from them.
That's very
Still
exciting.
not doing feet, but I'm going to train the girls how to do nails. I know how to do feet, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm gonna.
Well, you can train them to do feet.
Yes,
and
of
then
course.
they can, because you said you have 5 pedicure stations there.
Yes.
Yes.
So I will teach them. I will educate them how to do nails, gel manicures, not really acrylic nails, because I will do that there. I keep all my clients I have right now, which is a lot. And yeah, but I will train them how to make a proper job, so it's not going to be a salon like in and out. Everybody who come, they will get a proper
pampering and everything that comes with it. So the one thing that I really love about you being in the salon and doing what you do, I mean, you obviously you travel all over the world still, and you teach on top of everything else that she does, and she's a judge for Nail Olympia and other competitions that she goes to.
I'm going to be a judge for the Nail Pro Asia 2022, but it's an online. Unfortunately.
Right. Well, one day we'll get to do some more traveling, but but you know, I love the fact that when you're in the salon, you're actually doing pink and white all the time. And
I do a lot of pink and white.
Yes, and that's, you know, I mean,
it's coming back to the style.
It is coming back in style, and I love that too, because my passion is pink and white sculptured nails, always has been, but I don't do nails in the salon anymore, and I haven't for years and years and years. I didn't even do nails in the salon in 2005. So for those that don't do it in the salon all the time, it's very hard to get your timing down. It's hard to stay consistent with your art, and so the fact that you get to do that every day, I mean, that's why she's so good. I'm just saying. Practice does improve, and it maybe it doesn't make the timing, perfection, but it does give you an edge.
And the clients are happy.
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't they be? I mean, they get this beautiful set of French nails, and like she said, I mean, it is coming back. French nails are coming back, and they're beautiful. I always loved wearing French back in the 90s. Back in the 90s and the early 2000s, until I had children, and then I was like, I can't do a fill every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I think if you really want to compete and doing competitions, it's really important to do salon job.
Yes.
You need to do salon nails because of the timing.
Yes.
Because I know when I was not doing the salon, because we had our brand, and I didn't have time to work in the salon, but I still competed, I was struggling. I was struggling with timing.
Yes.
Now I'm back.
Back in it.
I'm much better. But before, for example, Salon Success, when I was doing Salon Success, 90 minutes, you have one hand French, one hand red polish, underneath must be white. And in that competition, you can use electrify, you can use top shine gel. But I never did, because I had time to make high shine with buffing and stuff. But after, when I stopped working in the salon, but I was still competing, I was really close to the point I couldn't finish the nails. But now I'm okay again, because I'm working in the salon, I'm doing a lot of French nails. Thanks God my clients, they don't want crazy nail art from me, because they know I'm not able to do, and I don't like it. So my clients, you have your clients, you are good at it, and after they recommend you to each other.
Right.
So this is how I get my clients: nude, ombre nails, and French nails.
And that's it.
That's it, kind of. Sometimes some colors, but most of the time I don't do anything else, just those.
So basically, this is a prime example of people that are out there and they're trying to figure out, like, how can I start competing? How can I work in a salon? When am I going to have time to do all this competition training? And you actually are able to work in the salon and do the training in the salon, because you're practicing on your clients, and they're allowing you to do like only French, right?
Yes, I make most of the time French nails. So every time I do French nail in the salon, it's a kind of practicing.
Right.
However, the clients, they don't know that I'm practicing on them, but I do. They don't have to know.
Right.
But I can work on my smile line, on my filing, on my timing a little bit, without they know that's what I'm doing.
So there's so much learning and stuff that can be done when you're working in the salon and trying to figure out how to compete. And because of all your experience, if there's technicians out there that want to know, what can I do to kind of become like her? What can I do to become, a world champion technician, and do all of that while I'm in the salon? What would you say would be kind of those first steps in getting into that?
First of all, they have to decide what kind of competition they are interested in. Nail art or technical, like pink and white, stilettos. and after they have to find a coach who can help them out. They have to study the rules, they have to study the score sheets, if it's possible, on the website they are going to compete in, of the competition. And after, really important to find a good hand model who is dedicated being a hand model, because you know how important is that?
Yes.
50%.
Yes,
like
it is. It's
say.
50%. I modeled for Tom for 17 years of my career, and it was it's a job, right?
Yes, because when we are competing, we are just doing the nails, but after, for the models, they have to stay there and being judged.
For hours
For
and hours
sometimes
and
hours.
hours.
So yeah, they have to know how to being a good hand model, how to come to a competition, how they can dress, what they can eat or drink, or not a lot of coffee, Red Bulls in the morning, because after they have to go to the restroom.
Yes.
And when you have your nails done, it's really hard to get off your pants or...
Yes. I know. You actually got to practice on me when we were doing, you were doing your master class for us, and I got to be the model. I'm so very lucky to have this.
No,
but
I'm the lucky one because I was able to do your nails.
Well, then we're both lucky. But I did try to go to the restroom about halfway through, and I was like, oh, I forgot how to do this. I have to use one hand and work my way around. But even two hands, it's definitely difficult.
Because you cannot break a nail.
Yes.
You cannot break a corner.
You can't mess up the red polish. I mean, there's so many little details about hand modeling. And, when you find that perfect model and when you find that perfect hand, being able to work on it and all the hours that you spend practicing and all the time that's spent between the two people it's a very special bond that you make.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
You have to be friends with your model.
Yes. You have to be friends. You have to have a lot of fun times together. Yeah, you were saying before that, with your models that some of them have become your best friends.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. Because you do a lot of traveling together, so it's definitely worth getting involved in. And you also said, finding a coach. And I think that is, one of the best things in my life that I wasn't expecting was becoming best friends with somebody that actually became my coach too, and so the inspiration that you get, and I think that kind of that little drive that makes you want to keep going and going, for you, I think you get a lot out of winning, but not everybody wins all the time, so you need some encouragement.
Yeah, and a lot of practice. Practice all the time.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what time is it. If you have time only midnight, you practice at midnight. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
You have to do that all the time.
And who would you say are your favorite or some of the best coaches that have helped you?
Yeah, Tom helped me a lot. You too, and Frank.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I lived in Hungary, in Europe. I didn't have anyone. So I had to go all the time for trainings, paying my trips, paying the trainings. For me, it was a little bit different than you because you were lucky being a model for Tom and you were close to each other.
Yes.
So for me, it's a little bit more difficult.
But you got out there, you found trainings, you found coaches, and if people wanted to contact you to be their coach, what would you? You're out teaching classes and doing
And if somebody wants, they can come to me, or I can go for one-on-one trainings. They can find me on Instagram for my first and last name together, Emese Koppányi, not that complicated. If somebody wants help, they can just send a message and I'm happy to help.
I absolutely think that, if somebody wanted to compete and somebody wanted to get trained, that this woman right here is one of the best out there that could help you do that. Having, gone through the whole process of competing from start to finish, and then you're still competing. You haven't stopped yet.
No, I can't. I have to.
So where's the next one?
I was convinced to go to Germany to the Olympia in Düsseldorf next year in March. So I'm going there and I'm still practicing because there is no way for me to go to a competition without practicing. Doesn't matter, I've been competing for 20 years, I still practice.
Yes.
I have to.
Yeah.
However, I cannot practice on my own model because she's in Hungary. She will fly from Budapest to Düsseldorf. But I try to practice here in the USA on different girls, but on her I can't right now because I'm here, she's there, so I will see her in a night before the competition in Düsseldorf.
Well, I think you've worked with her so many times.
Yeah, so it will be fine.
That you're gonna do
I know her
fine.
hand, I know her nails, and she already so excited to come to compete with me, and she already started to prepare her hands. She takes care of her nails right now. However, we have still more than 2 months until the competition.
Well, hopefully between now and then, I'm gonna get to LA. I'm gonna let you do my nails again.
Thank you.
And work your way through this competition and work your way through everything and get you prepared because I am so excited for
Me
you
too.
to go
Thank
to
you.
Düsseldorf and compete at Nail Olympia and win. So I
Thank
want to
you.
see that big trophy, the one that you didn't get the first time. I want to see it. Well, you're gonna get the medal. But
Yes, because-
for sure you're going to get a medal, but we hope that you get a trophy. And we hope that you come back and see us again at Glossary Live. This has been so much fun to have you here. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me here.
And
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate it. And we'll hope to see you next time. And don't forget, if you want to contact Emese, you can find her on Instagram and all the social media. And also, check out Nail Olympia and let's see how Düsseldorf goes for her. Okay, so we'll see you next time. For more nail stuff, don't forget to visit glossarylive.com to find inspiration, trends, step-by-steps, and news. It's all about nails.